Merging worksheets using PowerQuery. Sometimes we are given an Excel file with several separate but similar worksheets and are asked to merge these tables into one single table. For example, if a manager wants to compare sales between regions, create summaries, or filter one region only, it is much more efficient to do this from one merged table instead of switching between multiple sheets. In this lesson, we will use a spreadsheet tool called PowerQuery to merge several tables together. We will go through this step by step and also understand why each step matters. Let's first open the Excel file, which you can download from the lesson website. This file represents sales data for an international online shop. Before doing anything else, let's take a moment to look at the structure of the file. The workbook contains 4 sheets, each representing sales for a different region of the world: EU, America, Asia, and Australia. In real business situations, data is often stored in separate tables like this, and one of the main purposes of PowerQuery is to bring that data together efficiently. Now, let's go to the Data tab in Excel. In the Get and Transform Data section, select Get Data, then from Other Sources, and then choose Blank Query. What we want to do now is bring all the objects from the current workbook into PowerQuery. In this case, the objects we are interested in are the named tables that exist in the workbook. To do this, we need to use a specific PowerQuery function. In the formula bar, let's type the function as shown on the screen. This function tells PowerQuery to look inside the workbook that we currently have and return a list of all the objects stored in it. After pressing Enter, we should see a small table appear in the PowerQuery editor. The content column contains the actual data from each table. The name column shows the names of the tables that PowerQuery has detected in the workbook. The next step is to combine all 4 tables together. To combine the 4 tables into a single table, let's look at the content column. At the top of this column, we will see a small icon with 2 arrows pointing outward. This is the Expand button. Let's click on the Expand icon. When we click it, a window will appear showing the list of columns contained in the regional tables. Since all 4 tables have the same structure, they should contain the same fields. Let's make sure that all columns are selected, and then click OK. PowerQuery will now expand the content of the 4 tables and place all the rows together in one dataset. In other words, the rows from the EU table, the America table, the Asia table, and the Australia table will now appear one below the other in a single table. We should also notice that one of the columns still indicates the original table name. This tells us which region each row came from. Let's rename this column to Region. Next, we need to remove the text _data from each region value so that the region names simply read EU, America, Asia, or Australia. This is a data cleaning step. Very often, imported data includes extra text that is useful for system naming, but not useful for reporting. In PowerQuery, we can do this by selecting the Region column and using Replace Values. After that, we should set all the fields to the appropriate data types. This is one of the most important steps in the whole process. Data types tell Excel what kind of information is stored in each column. For example, this Date column should be set as Date Time. Items should be set as text. Quantities should be whole numbers. And prices should be set as currency. And finally, region should be set as text. If the data type is incorrect, Excel may not sort, filter, or calculate correctly. By setting the correct data types, we are preparing the dataset for accurate analysis. Once the data has been cleaned and the data types are correct, the next step is to load the merged table back into the Excel file. To do this, let's click Close and Load. This sends the final Power Query result back into Excel as a table. What this task is really assessing is our ability to use Excel not just for formulas, but also for data preparation and data integration, which is an important spreadsheet skill when working with real business data from multiple sources.